All right, y'all. We're doing Supergirl today. Let's just get into it.
Sir, I think your cousin has returned.
Yep.
What the hell, dude? Why did you move the door?
I didn't move the door.
Hey, where is my dog?
Supergirl was released on June 26, 2026 in the United States. It is the second film in James Gunn's DC Cinematic Universe. It was directed by Craig Gillespie from a screenplay by Ana Nogueira. More on that a little bit later. In this film, Kara Zor-El, celebrating her 23rd birthday, is unwittingly embroiled in a revenge plot and a journey across the stars to save her dog Crypto before it's too late. Blah, 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 revenge, blah, 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 trafficking plot, blah, 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 Lobo randomly shows up, blah, 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 action scenes, blah, 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 movie's over. Look, okay, I'm just gonna get right to it. I didn't love this movie. I think that there is a good film in there somewhere. I don't believe the good film that is in there is the version that we got on screens in theaters. It's certainly not going to go down as one of the top films in James Gunn's DCU. And it wasn't a very strong showing for the DCU after Superman pretty much blew me away. I love Superman. And Kara Zor-El's appearance at the end of that film was something that really excited me about seeing this film. At that point, we knew it was coming. We knew it would be released a year later. But this film ranges somewhere from disappointing to just outright forgettable. I believe there are some good ideas in the film. I believe that it tries to have heart. I believe that it tries to deliver a message, but it falls short on most of those fronts. Now, this may or may not be due to Craig Gillespie's directing choices. There may be other issues at play there, which I will absolutely discuss a little bit later. But since we're talking about things that I liked, I did enjoy the visuals of the film. I thought it was a very beautifully shot film in a lot of ways. I enjoyed a lot of the action scenes. I thought they were done very well. Some of the directing choices I thought were a little bit questionable. I could understand why some of them were made. I didn't really understand why others were made, which again, I can't necessarily attribute all to the director if all of the behind the scenes news is to be believed. Again, we'll come back to that. But let me talk about the cast for right now. So Millie Alcock, I believe, shines as Supergirl, aka Kara Zor-El. I hope I'm saying her name right. I truly apologize if I'm not. But I thought she was a solid choice for Supergirl. She did her best with the material that she was given, and I genuinely enjoyed watching her on the screen, especially her interactions with her dog, Crypto, and how she talks about her life on Krypton and how everything manifests when she's on Earth and finding her place, etc. I think the highlight of this film was absolutely Jason Momoa as Lobo. Now, if you're a DC fan, you may remember that Jason Momoa previously played Aquaman in the DCEU, Zack Snyder's DC Extended Universe previously. However, Lobo is the role that he was meant to play. It's the role he was born to play. It's the role that he's been wanting to play since even before Aquaman. So it was a no-brainer in terms of having him play Lobo. Now, the character of Lobo I loved. His inclusion in the film, I don't know. It felt like he was just sort of visiting from a different film and just sort of crossed into this one almost by accident. I don't think there was a necessity to having him there. I think that the film could have been resolved just fine without him. But that being said, I am glad that he was there. The other highlight of the film for me, and I really hate that I am saying this, is David Corenswet as Superman. David Corenswet plays a fantastic Superman. If you have not seen 2025 Superman, you gotta check it out. It is Superman. I mean, it is probably the best Superman that we've gotten on screen. And I know Christopher Reeve, I know he will always have a soft spot in our hearts. I know there's folks that are mad that Henry Cavill isn't playing Superman anymore, but David Corenswet's Superman is the right amount of nerdy and inspiring and just larger than life while also being sort of understated himself. I absolutely love his Superman. And even though he's not in this film that much, which I expected, it is Supergirl, not Superman, I am grateful for the scenes that he has in this film. Now let's talk about some less than great performances. Eve Ridley as Ruthie, who is the centerpiece of the revenge plot in this film, she needs to be there. I didn't love her performance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eve. I'm sure that you are a lovely person, but I didn't love Ruthie in this film. I didn't enjoy a lot of the writing for her. I didn't enjoy necessarily how she was portrayed. I don't necessarily attribute this to the actress herself. I attribute a lot of this certainly to the writing and directing choices. So I didn't have a lot of love for the Ruthie character. I understood that she needed to be there. I understood her being there as motivation for Kara, but I just was not moved. And I'm sorry to say that. Another one that I wasn't entirely thrilled by, Matthias Schoenaerts' Krem. He is the main villain of the film. I wasn't super moved by Krem. In fact, I had to Google what his name was when doing my research for this video because I just forgot what his name was. He was built up to be this very intimidating villain, this villain that was supposed to be a threat to everyone. He certainly comes on very strong. He immediately starts by killing Ruthie's family, which is what sets us on this revenge plot that draws Kara into it. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, you never really got the sense that he was as threatening as he was supposed to be. I always thought that a few solid hits from Supergirl would take him out pretty easily. Yeah, I think he survived much longer than he should have in this film. So I don't have a lot of love for him. Characters that were there that played a role, David Krumholtz's Zor-El and Emily Beecham's Allura. These are the parents of Kara Zor-El back on Krypton, back in Argo City. They were fine. I don't really have any thoughts pro or against either one of them. I just thought they were there. They were fine. No major issues with them. They're not in the film all that much. Their performances are solid, but again, kind of mostly forgettable. So that's about it. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of why this film was probably a disaster. There was a bombshell report from The Hollywood Reporter that there were heavy creative clashes between James Gunn, the head of DC Studios, and Craig Gillespie, the director of the film, in post-production, which led to a film that ended up ultimately, if the reports are correct, actually had two different versions. There's Craig Gillespie's vision and James Gunn's version, which the studio automatically decided to go with. Now, apparently, after test screenings of Craig Gillespie's version of the film, James Gunn brought in his own team to recut, rescore the film, etc., which is probably attributable, which you can probably attribute, sorry, I can't talk, which you can probably attribute some of the questionable choices to, such as odd needle drops, the big final climactic battle. There's a kind of random, sudden, almost seemingly inappropriate cut to a cover of Jimmy Eat World's The Middle that just doesn't seem like it fits. So that was one of the questionable choices. I will say this film felt like a James Gunn film that was not directed by James Gunn. James Gunn does James Gunn films. You cannot recut a Craig Gillespie film to make a James Gunn film. And that shows. Remember when I said, I feel like there's a good movie in there somewhere, but it's not the version that we got? So that's what it is. Now, would Craig Gillespie's vision, would his version have been better? I don't know. That's one of the great what ifs in history. Okay, maybe not one of the great what ifs. Probably just one of the what ifs among the DC fan community. But, you know, who knows? At this point, we'll probably never see that version. I assume we'll never see that version. There was one report that said he had like a 3-hour hard R cut of it. I don't believe that for a second. And I wouldn't want to see that film. It just doesn't seem like that would fit. But yeah, other than that, this felt like two different films in one. Not a great feeling. So all in all, I'm gonna keep this short because this film was just forgettable. I thought it was a fine popcorn flick when I saw it in theaters. I don't have much else to say about it other than, you know, maybe see for yourself. If I had to rate this film, I would probably rate it a 4.5 stars out of 10. I mean, that's probably the best I can give it. There's some solid performances. I really wanted to like this movie. I will say I am excited about Supergirl's future appearances in the DCU. Currently, she is slated to return in Man of Tomorrow, which will be released in 2027, next year, time of recording, which will apparently have a bunch of superheroes alongside Superman. I think I read somewhere that there are 9 confirmed superheroes in Man of Tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's some good stuff coming from reports from that film. But yes, I am looking forward to seeing more of Supergirl in this universe. I just felt like this was not the best showing for a film that's meant to introduce us to her in this universe. So all in all, as I mentioned, 4.5 stars out of 10. That's what I'm giving Supergirl. I recommend just seeing it for yourself. Maybe waiting until it drops on HBO Max to see it. It is currently on streaming services for purchase or rent, such as Amazon Prime, etc. But yes, if you want to catch it when it hits HBO Max, or if you want to rent it on one of those streaming services, check it out. See what you think. Leave me some comments if you agreed, disagreed, if you think there's stuff that I left out. Obviously, I kept this one shorter because I really didn't have that much to say about it. And I try not to lean into overly negative reviews, which I don't think I had a lot of overly negative things to say about this one. But yeah, I didn't love this film. In terms of films I've seen in 2026, certainly not my favorite film. But, you know, like I said, fine popcorn flick. I had a fine time while I was watching it. It was just forgettable, mostly. Which is not the kind of feeling that I want to have when you're coming out of a film. But yes, excited about Man of Tomorrow, excited to see more of Supergirl. Oh, and I would love to see more of Lobo's character in the DC universe, either through an HBO Max series, maybe him appearing in Man of Tomorrow, or somewhere else. I think Jason Momoa absolutely killed it, and I would love to see more of Lobo. But yes, those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you thought about the film. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Did I miss anything? Did I say Millie Alcock's name right? If I didn't, again, I apologize. Please correct me in the comments. Tell me what you thought. I would love to chat with you and hear your thoughts on the film. While you're there, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, follow, hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. And that's all I've got for you. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon. So that was Supergirl. Those are my thoughts on the film, at least the thoughts that I had while making this one, the thoughts that I thought to write down in my script. And that's really what I've got for you. I have no idea what my next video is going to be. I'm sure it'll be something fun, I hope. But I am glad that you all checked out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Also, I got a new mic, so let me know how I sounded. Do I sound better, worse, or about the same? Yeah, just let me know. But yes, I will talk to y'all soon. Again, I'm trying to upload these videos on a fairly regular basis. So that being said, feel free to follow me on socials if you want to chat about anything. I'll leave my socials here somewhere in the space of where I'm talking. So follow me on socials. Feel free to chat with me there if you'd like. I am always happy to chat with folks that are interested. But yes, I will see you all very soon. We'll talk soon. Have a great day, week, weekend, month, year, decade, century, millennia. I don't know, whenever you're watching this. But I will talk to y'all soon. Enjoy.